So there's been a lot of talk about Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal investments.
Who's he negotiating for, Brookfield or Canadians?
Poilievre is referring to Brookfield Asset Management and says Carney's investments are a conflict of interest. Here are the facts about Carney and Brookfield. Brookfield Asset Management is an investment firm that manages more than $1 trillion in assets, including infrastructure, energy, and real estate. Before entering politics, Carney was the board chair of Brookfield. He stepped down from the board in January 2025. Part of what he earned during his time at Brookfield were stock options, which allow Carney to buy shares in the future at a locked-in price. According to this report filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Carney had more than 400,000 stock options as of December 31st, 2024. It's unclear whether Carney exercised those stock options before becoming Prime Minister. They don't expire until 2033 and 2034. Canada's Conflict of Interest Act says Prime Ministers can do one of two things with assets like this when they assume office: sell them or place them in a blind trust. Carney chose the blind trust. That means he handed over control of his assets and doesn't know how they're invested. The assets are controlled by a trustee who has no connection to Carney. The trustee makes decisions to buy, sell, or hold, and Carney's not allowed to know what any of those decisions are. But of course, he does know what was put into the trust before he entered politics. He also has conflict of interest screens, preventing him from getting involved in any decisions that could enrich his trust. So if a policy was being discussed that could impact Brookfield, the ethics screen is supposed to block Carney from weighing in on that decision. But the House of Commons Ethics Committee recently put out a report saying this isn't enough. It recommends the government amend the Conflict of Interest Act so that prime ministers have to divest their controlled assets within 60 days of assuming office, not just put them in a blind trust. There's no indication the government is going to make that change, so while there's debate over whether assets in a blind trust constitute a conflict of interest, Carney's not breaking any rules.